Hello, Lulu. Guess who's coming to dinner? I don't believe it. Guess who's coming to dinner is back. Look, don't get too excited. I've tried switching internets companies, and I'm trying T-Mobile home internet. So hopefully we will be able to get through this show because this is my trial run in a new home, a new location for Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. It's not all set up. That's why y'all seeing curtains in the back. So just deal with it. But I've missed you. I've really missed doing the show. And this month has been a whirlwind month. I believe now that when you become a senior citizen, you need to find where you want to live and sit your butt down. Okay. Moving is not for the faint of heart. It has been trying. I have really been moving for 1 month, moved out of my last abode on the 1st of October. And I think I got all my furniture in here on Monday. That's ridiculous. But it happened. But in the meantime, things are going on. We still are dealing with COVID. We're still dealing with naysayers. Hasn't too much changed, new day, same old stuff. But there are some things that I guess I went through. I kind of got back into the swing of doing a commercial, went to Pittsburgh. Have never been to Pittsburgh before. I thought I'd go and get my feet wet again doing some of the modeling jobs that I do on occasion. And then I also had the chance to go to Las Vegas. I had to go see some people that I love and haven't seen in a minute. Just wanted to check in on everybody. It's really important when you have care about to check on them. And I don't know when I would find another chance to get out there, but I took a break in the moving. All the boxes were in the house. I said, I'm out. I need a break. Gotta go. So I dealt with the whole flying thing again. My trip was actually canceled to Las Vegas. I won't be talking about these airlines because I was blessed. I had good trips going and coming back, even though they canceled my flight to Las Vegas. Didn't stop, girlfriend. I found another way to get to Las Vegas. But I went to Las Vegas and I went to dear friend's birthday party at birthday brunch, Mr. Joseph W. Scott, he and his lovely wife, Miss Marie. And I also went to the 80th birthday party of my girlfriend, Bonnie Janelle. Bonnie, I hope you're doing better. They had to take her to the hospital from her party, so that wasn't too much fun. I know she had a lot to say about that. And I think she's actually still there, but I'm keeping in touch with her daughter, Charla. My friend Jim Yerger picked me up, took me to a fabulous dinner at Aliante Hotel at what is it, Market Sea and Land. Ooh, ciao. Now, I had a piece of salmon out there that make you smack your mama for real. And I stayed with my sister, Tina, Gloria Green, out in Aliante. Let me tell you, I was driving in Las Vegas and I was driving with my mouth open like, so now it looked like a whole new different place and expanded to the north. Okay. But it was still beautiful to me. I missed it. I missed seeing my friends more than I missed the city. I love to see that the city has grown, especially on the side where we live, on the west side. Saw my friends, Miss Nedra, my soror Nedra, She picked me up and we hung out, um, just loved up on each other. It's something not to see people for a while. I guess I haven't seen my friends in Las Vegas for maybe 4 years. Oh, I was there, it was 2007. Oh, I did that. And I stayed with and I hung out with my friend Robert Foster. My friend CJ up in Detroit would be very upset because I didn't tell him I was going, and it didn't look like I was going to make it, but I made it. So I'm back home now, and since I've been back, been working on trying to get the internet together so that I can bring you Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Um, you can't do the show without the internet, and I'm trying to take it to another level in a minute, but you'll hear all about that as we progress. But I want to tell you about something that happened to me yesterday. My girlfriend, Miss Myra Ellis, friend Ellis, invited me over to uh, her home over in New Albany, Indiana. She invited me to a podcast. I wasn't sure what I was coming to, but I know if Myra said you need to come, you kind of go. She's that kind of person. So I went over there and they were having a podcast about the life, about the Eliza Tevis Society, of which I am a member because I am a descendant of Eliza Tevis. Eliza Tevis was a slave in Newburgh. Before it was called Newburgh and Petersburg. She was a slave to the Huntleys, okay? And one of the brothers became deathly ill with yellow fever, and she nursed him back to health. And in his will, he left her land, he left her a house, he left her his bedroom furniture. All this was written, and some of the other relatives and descendants have this documented information from his will. So yesterday, the show was called Bring It On. And as soon as they send it to me, I'm going to bring it on. Guess who's coming to dinner? We learned a little bit more, or I learned a little bit more about Eliza Tevis. And lo and behold, I must admit, girlfriend sound a whole lot like me. You don't want to copy people, or you don't want to imitate somebody. Or back in the day, we used to say swing on somebody. But I'm here to tell you, I'm ready to swing on the skirts of Miss Eliza Tevis because her get up and go got me inspired to make sure that I jumped back into this podcast today. Whether I have the setting of the ambiance of what I want for the dinner conversation, it was time for me to get back to doing what I've missed doing, talking to you, hoping you've tuned in. Don't tune out. Sometimes you got to step back and straighten things out. I had to move, y'all. Tell the truth, I just had to move. And in the process of moving, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner had to move with me. So it took a minute, but hey, we're back. So Eliza Tevis was a slave, and she was given this land in Newburgh. At first, it was given to her by the slave master, but they wouldn't let her have it. And she had become friends with his daughter. And the daughter went to the court and had the land conveyed to Eliza. And Eliza divided the land up with her sister and her sister's children because she had no children. Said she was a little short, spunky thing, sassy, frassy. I said, "Oh, she sounded like me." I must admit, sorry, but it was like she was lotto. So she was privy to being in the room and hearing conversations, and she was very, very smart. And she picked up on a lot of ways to help people. They said she owned slaves. I never knew that. That came up last night. Never knew that. but I think she owned them. If she owned them, she owned them to protect them. Uh, that's the best way I can look at that. The spirit of who she was does not tell me she was an overseer whatsoever. But this is a story about this lady, and she's from the Newburgh area. And my great grandmother uh, lived in the Newburgh area, and that's my connection to Miss Eliza Tivis. It was very interesting. I thought I was going to listen to somebody else speak about her, and I ended up being on the podcast because I too am a descendant. So it was very interesting. I'm going to bring that to you as soon as they send it to me. It'll be a couple of weeks. Um, but Miss Eliza Tivis is the reason that there is now Petersburg, Newburgh. Okay. And all my relatives in Newburgh, the Goldens, the Greens, some of them I don't know, some of them I've just met. My brother knew more about those relatives in Newburgh because my brother went everywhere. He went to Smoketown, he went to Newburgh, but he was always searching for, find out who he was kin to. You know, Louisville loves to know that they've got relatives in all parts of the city, and we all have and always have had. So I just wanted to drop in this evening and say that I'm back. I'm hoping, I'm seeing that my internet is holding up all right now, because if it doesn't, I have to. Lord have mercy, please don't let me have to go back to the company I had. But want to let you know that we've got some interesting guests coming to dinner. Hopefully by the first of the year, we'll be really actually having dinner. I've got some big plans set up for guess who's coming to dinner, because it's we got to make some moves. We got to make some serious moves. This show, I believe, should be open to the country and the world, to talk about things that you might have at a dinner conversation. Conversations about diversity, conversations about race, conversations about caregiving, conversations about aging, conversations about your personal philanthropy, helping one another to succeed, conversations about small businesses, conversations about how to do certain things that, the African American community does not always have privy to some information that we always need. And it's my goal, my mission, to bring you as much information as I can about as many different situations that affect our lives on a weekly basis. And I'll still be doing 2 shows a week. I think at the first of the year, if I get my numbers up, if I get my numbers up, that means you have to come and watch the show and like the show or comment or share the show either on Facebook or YouTube. And yes, I still have my Roku channel, by the grace of God. I still have my Roku channel. And all that is under Jantastic Productions. So that's how you find the show. You don't find the show by the show's name. You find it by Jantastic Productions, which is the name of my production company. So when you want to look at the show, and most of the time when I schedule it for 7 p.m. on Mondays and Fridays, you'll get a notification that it's coming on, and maybe sometimes who the guest is. But I just want everybody to tune back in and know that we're healthy. We're here. We shot up, boosted up, because I wouldn't go out of town without having, at least I had my booster before I left town. But it was very interesting to kind of get back into the flow of life as we know it. And I hope everyone is taking care of themselves and taking care of your loved ones, and sharing information with each other. We've got to be a lot more connected to one another than we seem to be And the things that are negative seem to bring us together, but the things that are positive should also more so bring us together. Um, I'd like to see some of that happen. I'd like to feel that we're connecting on that kind of level. If you've got some ideas about the show for me, I'd love to hear them. There's also a chat box on Facebook. I think there's a place where you can make comments also on YouTube. But they keep count of how many people watch, and how many people watch the whole time, how many people watch 10 seconds. Um, I don't do TikTok. I'm a little bit too old for the TikTok thing. TikTok's cute for the kids and some adults. But I just wanted to come back mainly because I missed you. And this is where I need to be doing what I've been doing for the last year because it's important to me to be here, to have a conversation with you, to expand our horizons, to see how we can help one another, to stay in tune with what's going on politically, so folks don't try to steal our rights. And I gotta take Democrats shopping for a different weapon because they keep going to fight with a butter knife. Um, Republicans fight to win. Democrats, I think we try to be so politically correct and diplomatic that we lose the message. Our message always seems to get lost, or someone always seems to hijack our message. They didn't get the law passed in Minnesota where they were trying to defund the police. They weren't trying to abolish the police. No, they were not. They were trying to segment some of the funds that go to the police to other agencies or individuals or professionals that deal with mental health issues more so than sending a policeman uh, to see about somebody that somebody says they're suspicious of. They need to train 411, 911, 911, not 411. I don't even think we have 411 anymore. But to train the operators about when you call the police to send them, just because someone calls you and says, I see someone walking down the street and they're acting strange. That's not a reason to call the police. So we need our training needs to be enhanced. We need to use common sense. A lot of things that are happening by circumstances where someone else makes a decision who may not be inept to making the correct decision uh, because they're just not inept to do that. They're not equipped. That's what I mean by inept. They're not equipped to make certain kinds of decisions. And some of these jobs, you have to be trained. You have to have a certain type of training, a protocol that you have to follow. You don't do this just because somebody says, I heard some noise outside and I'm scared. Police come with guns drawn. If you're having an argument with your loved one, be careful before you call the police, because a lot of times people have ended up, just like a young man ended up yesterday, shot and killed by the police in his home or where he lived, um, because someone called because of a domestic disturbance. That happens a lot. That's I think that's murder by a cop as well. Somebody else has hired the cop by making the phone call to come and take somebody out. You have to be careful. Let's just be careful. Let's be cognizant. Let's be good citizens. I'm going to work on that word, maybe probably for the next year, because I don't hear it used enough at all, that we need to be good citizens. What is a good citizen? What is citizenship? Do our children know what that is? Have you ever heard a child say, I want to be a good citizen? I want to do a shout out to the brothers down in, I think it was Tennessee, that the kids were fighting at school. And the fathers about 40 of them, they take shifts and they go to high school. Fighting stopped. Let's try it in Louisville. We have fathers here that can do that. We have fathers all over this country, black fathers that can do that. Instead of doing something frivolous, we need to do something that means something. Be intentional. We need to be intentional about everything that we do because our lives can be taken away just like that. COVID showed that to us. Nothing's given. Here today, gone tomorrow. Here today, gone next 15 minutes. So on behalf of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and our director and my family and my friends and everyone that tunes in, I need your support. I need your support. This is Friday, so come Monday, I should be back full force. Hopefully, I will have gotten the set area together a little bit better. But that wasn't going to stop me today, from coming on at the time I'm supposed to be on and talking to the people I'm supposed to be talking to because it's dinner time. So I'll see you on Monday, 7 p.m. on Facebook, on YouTube, on Roku. Find them all at Jantastic Productions. Jantastic Productions. Guess who's coming to dinner? Bon appetit. I'll see you on Monday.